Good afternoon everyone. Today we will be discussing about blood group. A blood group could be defined as an inherited character of the red cell surface detected by a specific alloantibody. In 1900, Landsteiner showed that people could be divided into three groups, now called as A, B and O, on the basis of whether their red cells clump when mixed with separated sera from people. Blood group antigens may be proteins or glycoproteins with the antibody recognizing primarily the polypeptide backbone, or carbohydrate moiety, or glycolipids with the antibody recognizing the carbohydrate portion. Coming to Karl Landsteiner's law, the plasma contains natural antibodies to A or B if these antigens are absent from the red cells of that person. Here we can see if antigen A is present on the RBC membrane, then the plasma will be containing anti-B antibodies. If the blood group of the patient is B, then antigens present will be B on the red cell membrane and anti-A antibodies will be present in the plasma. In AB blood group, both A and B antigens will be present on RBC membrane and both the antibodies will be absent in the plasma. In O blood group, neither A nor B antigens will be present, but both the antibodies will be present in the plasma. Coming to blood group systems. There are various blood group systems. Among them, important ones are ABO, RH, Kell, Lewis, Duffy, and many more are there. Coming to ABO blood group system. Landsteiner discovered ABO blood system in 1900. ABO is considered a blood group system because it was discovered on red cells and its antigens are readily detected by hemagglutination techniques on RBC. In order for someone to receive blood from a donor with a maximum of risk for a transfusion reaction, the donor's blood must have no antibodies against the recipient's red cells and the recipient's blood must have no antibodies against the donor's red cells. For example, a person with type AB blood group has no antibodies present and can therefore theoretically receive blood of any of the four blood types. Thus, a person with type AB blood is often called the universal recipient. A person with type O blood, on the other hand, has both anti-A and anti-B antibodies and can therefore receive only type O blood and the only type with no antigen on its red blood cells. Individuals with type O blood are referred as universal donors because their blood, which has no antigens present on the red blood cells, will cause no reaction when administered to any of the four blood types. ABO antibodies, anti-A and anti-B, are almost invariably present when the corresponding antigen is absent. Anti-A and anti-B molecules may be of IgG, IgM or IgA type. Anti-A and anti-B of non-stimulated individuals are predominantly of IgM type, although IgA and IgG may also be present. But with blood group O people, they do not simply contain separable antibodies, anti-A and anti-B, but a cross-reacting antibody called anti-AB, which recognizes a structure common to both A and B determinants. Let's see the importance of ABO blood group system. ABO is the most important blood group system in transfusion medicine because transfusion of ABO incompatible red cells with almost always result in symptoms of a hemolytic transfusion reaction and may cause disseminated intravascular coagulation, renal failure and death. There are two types of ABO incompatibility, major and minor. Major incompatibility, where antibodies in the recipient will destroy transfused red cells. Minor incompatibility, where antibodies in the donated blood will destroy the recipient's red cells. ABO antibodies cause rejection of incompatible kidney, liver, and heart transplants, but can usually be disregarded for tissue transplants including cornea, skin, and bone. Hematopoietic stem cells do not express ABO antigens, so ABO is often disregarded when selecting a stem cell donor. However, major ABO incompatibility may lead to hemolysis of infused red cells with a bone marrow transplant and can give rise to pure red cell aplasia and delayed red cell chimerism in non-myeloablative stem cell transplants. Coming to RH factor. RH is the most important blood group system after ABO in transfusion medicine. One of the most complex of all RBC blood group systems with more than 50 different RH antigens, the genetics, nomenclature, and antigen interactions are unsettled. It contains two types of genes, RHD and RHCE. What is RHD positive and negative? If protein, that is D antigen, is present on the surface of red blood cell, it will be D positive. If protein, that is D antigen, is absent on red cell surface, it will be termed as D negative. Coming to its clinical significance. Determination of RH factor is crucial for pregnant women. If the woman is RH negative and her partner's blood is RH positive, the fetus will be RH positive. If the woman is RH negative, an indirect Coombs test which screens for RH antibodies is ordered. If the test turns out to be positive, then RH antibodies will be present and antibody titers will then be obtained. If the antibody test is negative, both initially and again late in the pregnancy, there will be no risk to the fetus. If the test is positive, RH negative mother will be producing antibodies against red blood cells of the RH positive fetus. These antibodies may cross the placenta and cause destruction of fetal red blood cells before or during birth. This results in a hemolytic disease known as hemolytic disease of the newborn or erythroblastosis fetalis. RH antibodies, if ever, bind complement and therefore RBC destruction is mediated almost exclusively via macrophages in the spleen. This is termed as extravascular hemolysis. Routine blood typing for RHD status in both blood donors and transfusion recipients has reduced the incidence of transfusion reactions caused by anti-D. Bombay blood group. The HH blood group contains one antigen, the H antigen, which is found virtually on all RBCs. H antigen deficiency is known as the Bombay phenotype and is found 1 in 10,000 individuals in India. Because the H antigen is the precursor of the ABO blood group antigens, if it is not produced, the ABO blood group antigens are also not produced. Coming to clinical significance of H antibodies. It leads to transfusion reactions. If patients with anti-H in their circulation receive transfusion of blood that contains H antigen, they are at risk of suffering an acute hemolytic transfusion reaction. Hemolytic disease of the newborn. The maternal production of anti-H during pregnancy could cause hemolytic disease in a fetus who did not inherit the mother's Bombay phenotype. Now let's see ABO typing techniques. Slide test, tube technique, microplate and gel system. The commonly used one is slide grouping. In this, test should be done at room temperature or lower. Tube slides should be dry and labeled properly. Antisera should be added before adding cells. Result should be recorded immediately after observation. If hemolysis occurs, then it is termed as positive. First, we have to add antisera to the slides. On one slide, we should add anti-A and anti-B antisera, and on the other, we should add anti-D antisera. Then we have to add patient sample to the antisera. Then we have to observe for agglutination. Here we can see agglutination in anti-A. So the blood group will be A and we can see agglutination in anti-D also. Now next method will be test tube method of ABO grouping. It involves two steps: cell grouping, that is forward grouping, and serum grouping, which is reverse grouping. In forward grouping, we will determine antigens which are present, and in the serum grouping determines the presence of antibodies. Layout of tubes for ABO and RH grouping. Here we will be needing tubes for both forward grouping and reverse grouping. Forward grouping, 2/3 of the test tube should contain anti-A or anti-B antisera, and 1/3 should contain red cell suspension. They are incubated at room temperature for 5 minutes, then centrifuged at 1000 rotations per minute, then checked for agglutination against well lighted background. Coming to reverse grouping, here we should take 2/3 of test tube with plasma or serum, 1/3 with 5% suspension of reagent red cells in respective tubes. We should shake and leave at room temperature for 5 minutes. Then centrifuge at 1000 rotations per minute for 1 minute, and centrifuge and record the results similarly as for cell grouping. Then results will be recorded based on the agglutination. Coming to microplate method. It is ideal for testing large number of blood samples. It is more sensitive to detect weaker antigen antibody reactions also. Results can be photographed for archival storage. Microplate can be incubated and centrifuged. There is no significant saving in time and in cost of disposables and reagents. Here we can see reaction in the microplate after 1 hour incubation at room temperature. Coming to RH typing. Normal typing for RH antigens only includes typing for RHD. The result of this typing determines the RH status of the cell, RH positive or RH negative. Some RH typing sera is diluted in high protein solutions and may require a negative control. It is recommended to use 2 monoclonal anti-D sera from 2 different manufacturers as D1 and D2, specially to confirm RH negatives. Coming to tube technique for RH typing. Prepare 5% washed red cell suspension of test sample. Take 3 clean test tubes and label them as tube 1 and 2, and 3 should be labeled for control. 1 drop of anti-D is added in test tube 1 and 1 drop of anti-D in test tube 2. Place 1 drop of 22% bovine albumin for control in test tube 3. Add 1 drop of 5% test cell suspension to all the tubes. Mix them well and centrifuge for 1 minute at 1000 rotations per minute. Resuspend the cell button and look for agglutination. Control test tube should show no agglutination. Here it's how it is done. In the tube 1, 1 drop of antisera, anti-D1 and 1 drop of 5% red cells. In test tube 2, same 1 drop of anti-D2 and 1 drop of 5% red cells. Mix them well and leave it for and centrifuge for 1 minute at 1000 rotations per minute, and we have to look for agglutination. Coming to cross matching. Cross matching is one of the most important serological procedure pertaining to blood group serology and is the fundamental procedure responsible for safe blood transfusion. Basically, cross matching is an antigen antibody reaction, a correct interpretation of which is the most essential preliminary step in the practice of safe transfusion of blood. Principle of cross matching. Major cross matching is done to detect any serological incompatibility between donor and patient serum. Minor cross matching is done to detect any serological incompatibility between patient cell and donor serum. Cross matching is verified with a Coombs reaction to detect even the incomplete antibodies. Techniques used are immediate spin method, saline room temperature technique, indirect antiglobulin technique, albumin addition technique. Indications: ABO compatibility between donor red blood cell and patient serum, and to detect clinically significant antibodies that may have been missed by the antibody screening test. Coming to Coombs test. Coombs test is also known as antiglobulin test. The Coombs test tests for antibodies that may stick to the red blood cells and cause red blood cells to lyse. Principle of Coombs test. Red cells coated with complement or IgG antibodies do not agglutinate directly when centrifuged. These cells are said to be sensitized with IgG or complement. In order for further agglutination to occur, an additional antibody which reacts with Fc portion of the IgG antibody or with C3b or C3d component of complement must be added to the system. This forms a bridge between antibodies or complement, coating the red cells, causing agglutination. There are two types of Coombs test, direct and indirect. Direct Coombs test, that is direct antiglobulin test. The direct Coombs test is used to detect antibodies, IgG or C3, that are stuck to the surface of red blood cells. Many diseases and drugs can cause this. These antibodies sometimes destroy red blood cells and cause anemia. Use. This is the test that is done on the newborn's blood sample, usually in the setting of a newborn with jaundice. The two most commonly recognized forms of antibody-mediated hemolysis in newborns are Rh incompatibility and ABO incompatibility. Indirect Coombs test. Indirect Coombs test looks for free-flowing antibodies against certain red blood cells. It is most often done to determine if they may have a reaction to a blood transfusion. This test is done on mother's blood sample as part of her prenatal labs, frequently referred to as antibody screening. This test identifies a long list of minor antigens that could either cause problems in the newborn or cause problems in the mother if transfusion is necessary. Coming to blood donation, donor selection and rejection criteria. Donor selection criteria includes: the donor should be in a good health and age should be between 18 to 60 years. Hemoglobin should be more than 12.5 grams per dl. Pulse rate between 50 to 100 per minute with no irregularities. Blood pressure, systolic should be between 100 to 180 and diastolic between 50 to 100. During the time of blood donation, his temperature should be normal, body weight should be more than 45 kgs or more than 60 kgs. Both male and females can donate blood. Skin at the venipuncture site should be free from any lesion or scar of needle. Any pricks may indicate drugs. Defer the donor temporarily if there is history of major surgery for less than 6 months, minor surgery less than 3 months, donated blood less than 3 months, tooth extraction or manipulation in last 3 days, or received blood or blood components within last 1 year. If he has taken aspirin, defer it for 3 days for component preparation or platelet pheresis. If there is any history of malaria, for 3 months after treatment and cessation of symptoms. Tuberculosis for 5 years after complete treatment and cessation of symptoms. Permanently defer the donor if he gives history of heart disease, which includes coronary heart disease, rheumatic heart disease, or cardiac medications, or if he has undergone any cardiac surgery. If he has chronic hypertension, endocrine disorders like diabetes or hyperthyroidism, malignancy, high-risk group donors for HIV infection. If he has got chronic renal failure or chronic liver disease or stomach ulcer if he has got bleeding tendencies, if his severe allergic disorders like asthma, or if he is on medications like anticoagulants, immunosuppressives, or cardiac medications. Coming to cross matching steps. Indirect antiglobulin technique is widely used in cross matching as it detects majority of incomplete antibodies. Procedure. How it is done. Put 2 drops of serum in pre-labeled test tubes and 1 drop of 2 to 5% suspension of red cells. Incubate 45 to 60 minutes at 37 degrees Celsius. Gently shake and observe for agglutination or hemolysis. If the test tube shows any agglutination or hemolysis, that means incompatible at 37 degrees Celsius. If no agglutination or hemolysis is present, wash the cells 3 to 4 times with saline and decant the last wash completely. Add 2 drops of anti-human globulin reagent to the test tube. Gently shake and read the results immediately. If no reaction, wait for 5 minutes, centrifuge at 1000 rotations per minute for 1 minute. Shake gently and observe for agglutination or hemolysis with optical aid. If there is no agglutination or hemolysis, then it's compatible. If agglutination or hemolysis occurs, it's incompatible. If the test is negative, then add 1 drop of control IgG coated red cells. Centrifuge again at 1000 rotations per minute for 1 minute and look for any hemolysis or agglutination. If no agglutination or hemolysis occurs, then the test is invalid. Again repeat the procedure. So coming to the interpretation. Hemolysis or agglutination at any stage of the test. Procedure. Except after adding IgG coated red cell indicates incompatibility. Thank you.